Hello, techies. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tech with Tony with another session. So today we're going to discuss about as I said in my previous video, we are going to discuss how can we read the property files, from the application properties. Why exactly application properties? Now that Spring is designed in such a way we always need to read the properties from the application properties file. And few of the projects they will use application.yaml files that I will discuss a bit later. So how we can declare and all. So for now, you just make sure that you will be having one application that properties where all your properties going to be read out from this application properties. Right. So in order to discuss and deep dive into the program level, I have created a document again. So there are this document tells you like how we can read the application properties in Spring Boot. Actually, there are three ways to do it. One is using environment object. So don't worry about that. What is environment and all? Who are works in a core Java, how do we read the properties? They know that exactly how the environment object it is. If you're not familiar, just I would recommend you to how do we read the properties in core Java. Just refer that in any website. Okay. And then another way is configuration properties. This is most important. This configuration properties, in a large scale of projects, these I mean in the project they always use the configuration properties. So to hide the properties, exactly what properties we are gonna use it for the project, like there are production secrets would be there, right? So in that case, the properties will be placed in some other repository like GitLab and GitBash. I'm sorry, GitLab, GitHub, or any Bitbucket kind of repos and properties. We will be bootstrapping using configuration properties. So that's a different purpose. And usually, the most widely we will use at the rate value annotation. So at the rate value annotation, where you replace that values reading from the properties, and that the value will be replaced into your local defined variable. Okay, these are the three ways like how do we read the properties from application properties in Spring Boot. Okay, so for this to illustrate that, I'll declare few variables, application property variables. So then we can try to read them from using these three ways. I will say like app dot name equals to prop demo. I'll keep it as prop demo. So indentation, it's very important in our. So I should be keeping like this. Yeah, I created three types of properties like app.name, app type, and AppAuthor. So app name is properties demo, and app type is Spring Boot. Let me put Spring Boot, and AppAuthor technical story. So these are the three properties we are going to read it from in our today's session. So the first way of reading a property is environment. So before I want to illustrate these things, what I will do, I'll create a controller just as early we did same the way. So controller for let me name it as prop reader controller. Just a minute. Prop reader controller. Okay. And as you know, we should add it with the REST controller, correct? So REST controller, and then we will be having. So for this, in order to illustrate the environment uses of object, so I have created a controller, proper reader controller, something like this, and then I just created a environment object with the auto-aware annotation. This environment is going to be imported from our Spring Framework code.env.environment package. Make sure that you have imported proper importation. Then I have a created endpoint get my path prop values and with one argument string key, right? So use this one, and then using this one, what I going to do is I'll be passing app.name which I declared over here, app.name, right? I'll be passing that app.name as a key to this endpoint. Then my expected output supposed to be that it should return a prop demo in our postman tail. That's going to be our we can conclude that it was working fine with this environment object, right? Let me start the application. Yeah, I started the application now. It was already started. So our path is my path prop values. So I just put this my path prop values, and you wanted to pass the argument one. So I just clicked on the params. So how do you use this get mapping and all? I just told in my previous videos. You can watch my previous videos to how you the uses of Postman with the get HTTP method. Since I want to read the app name, right? So I just passed the argument one as app name. When I hit the Postman, so I got the prop demo. So let's see this app.name prop demo. So with this, we can say that this environment is working fine. So our next alternation for usage of the reading the properties from the application properties at the rate value annotation. So how do we do this? This at the rate validation value. So in order to do that, like let's create one, at the rate value. Just annotate with at the rate value and create one property private. Uh, I'm limit as author. Uh, private string author. Okay. Since we have author, so inside this you should be using so I used like this at the rate value, and I passed the key, something like this in the double quotes. I use the dollar symbol and curly braces and starts and ends. In between that, I use app.author, which is the property which is present in application properties. So from that, I'm telling that the Spring Boot, hey, yeah, just load this app.author and assign it to the author in my string variable. Let's see how we can use this one. I'll put like this and prop from at the rate value. Okay, I'll say author equals to, pretty simple, right? Like I'll keep this comment on top of here. Right. So for this, I'm not sending any key in my request para. I'm just what I'm doing is like I annotate with at the rate value with my local string variable, and I pass this property inside this notation, dollar and curly braces and app.author. The expected output supposed to be that our app name, which is coming from this key, and as well as the property value for the author, which is loaded using at the rate value annotation, right? Let's see. Yes. So prop demo, which is coming from this one environment object, and at the rate value, we added with at the rate value for the author and TechWith Johnny. So let's see what is author here. We declared the author as TechWith Johnny. So we got the output as expected. Sorry. Yeah. This is something up to now, like we just know how to read the properties using two ways. One is with the environment object, another way is like using at the rate value annotation. The another way we have the third one, as I told you, that configuration properties. This is something very much useful when you want to bootstrap the variables, environment variables, which are located in the repos section. So for now, I'll show you that how we can do that. Like I'll create one property model class. I'll create it here in the model section on the class, and I'll put the class name called property reader, something like this. Yeah, let's see. Since I told you, let me put that as a component annotation. So Spring will understand what components are. This is an configuration property annotation. So we have to now private Spring. So inside the configuration properties, you should tell the Spring Boot what configuration properties starts with. You can see my usage also. I just put this app, right? Let's put the app here. So Spring Boot will always see the properties. It starts with app dot. So it will try to load all this name and type. So we'll name this property as name, and then after private string, uh, sorry, private string. There's another property type. Or here another one is private string author, right? Author. That's all. Since we're using number, we don't need to create any setters and getters. So we always have the setters getters ready for us. So let's jump on to this controller, property reader controller. So what you need to do, you should get the object for the property reader. So how do you get the objects? Using auto-word annotation. Auto-word annotation, private property reader, right? The property reader. Let's name it as prop reader. Yes. So let's say I will put it all here again. I'll use this one. So just to save time, I'm just using the same controller. So I'll say that property app type from configuration properties, right? Configuration properties. Okay, awesome. Plus concatenation again, prop reader. So you have all the properties, but for now I'm just get what happened to this auto word property reader and everything. I set it up. Uh, yeah. One more thing. You see that I'm not getting getters and setters. The reason I missed out one annotation called at the rate data. So when you use at the rate data, so we are saying Spring Boot to use the Lombok setters getters, automatic setters getters. So since I use that, then I can get these setters getters now. Yes, get type. Okay, let me start the application again. Let me maximize this one. Yeah, my application started. Let me hit this. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me put some space. I guess it is taking. Put like this. It takes some time to restart. Yeah, it restarted. Since we are using DevTools, it is automatically taking the updations in our application. So we're not restarting in the beginning. Okay. Yes. We got Spring Boot. Let's cross check with our properties. So app.author is app.type, sorry, Spring Boot, right? In the postman, we have Spring Boot. Okay, this is awesome now. So we got this properties. Okay, with this we have learned how to read the properties from our application properties in Spring Boot. So there are three ways, as I told you, that you can use environment object and configuration properties and at the rate value. So I'll give my GitHub repository link in the description box. You can get this project, and you can get this document from the GitHub repository link. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and share with your friends. If you really like, just click the like button. So in my next session, I'm going to cover that how do we use multiple environment variables, like what is the active profiles means in the Spring Boot. So where exactly these active properties are useful in Spring Boot, and how do we load their properties, and environment like SIT, UIT development. Those are the real-time environments. How do we use these properties in our Spring Boot application? I'm gonna discuss those details in my next session. Please watch it. If you didn't watch my previous tutorials, please do watch the sessions. Thank you guys. Take care, everyone. Bye.